Привет, друзья! Как дела? My name is Fedor and welcome back to Be Fluent in Russian podcast. This is episode number 3 and today we have another simple story on our hands. This one is A1 to A2 level of vocabulary, but there is a few words of B1 and B2 level. So this will be not as easy as episode number 2, but not too hard yet. I think the main components of this text are still elementary level. So this is a great exercise for all of you guys who are beginners turning into intermediate Russian level to stretch your vocabulary a bit and to practice your vocabulary as well. And of course, listening, if you're listening to this without reading. By the way, if you do want to read as I'm reading it out loud, you have the text in the description to this podcast or in the first comment on YouTube. And then also, guys, for those of you who are listening to this, not watching it on YouTube, as I'm going to be explaining words after I read the text, I'm going to have the visual on the screen on YouTube. Of course, not on the podcast platforms. I'm not Joe Rogan level yet, so I cannot have a video on Spotify, for example. So just simply go over to our Be Fluent in Russian YouTube channel, and you can find it there as well. So let's get right into this text, and I'll be talking about my friend. So comparing to the second episode, the conjugation and the vocabulary will be different from I to my friend. So it's going to be a bit different of grammatical stuff in this one as well. So let's get right into this. Мой друг любит музыку. Он любит слушать музыку, писать музыку и играть на музыкальных инструментах. Музыка – это его жизнь. Он занимается музыкой каждый день. Он выучивает новые песни, он записывает новые песни, новые мелодии каждый день. К сожалению, для моего друга музыка – это хобби. Он почти не зарабатывает на музыке. Он хочет стать автором песен. Он хочет писать музыку для других артистов, продавать свои мелодии и тексты песен. Также он хочет писать музыку для своего репертуара. Он мечтает стать звездой. Очень сложно зарабатывать на музыке. Наверное, потому что очень много разных музыкантов и трудно отличаться от других. Также, чтобы стать известным музыкантом, нужно уметь передавать эмоцию через музыку. Это очень сложно. У моего друга дома большая коллекция виниловых пластинок. Он коллекционирует их уже около 5 лет. Пластинки дорогие. Иногда я ему дарю новые пластинки на день рождения. That's all. That's all the text. Not too hard, not too easy. I hope you've understood the gist of it or the main meaning of this text. Before we get into the breakdown, guys, I have 2 questions for you. First one, how much, when it comes to the percentage of this text, did you understand? Put it in the comments if you're on YouTube or just simply answer it for yourself. What's the percentage of this text that you have understood? From 0 to 100. Just think about the text and how much you've understood and how much you had to think about and try to remember the words as I was going through this. And then the second question is, if you were to give a short summary about this text, about my friend, about his hobby and what he does and things like that that I have described in this text, how much can you say? What can you say? Just give maybe like 5 bullet points about this text. Just kind of like facts that you have understood from this. Okay? Once you do that, let's switch over to the actual text and talk about the text sentence by sentence. First is Мой друг любит музыку. My friend loves music. Мой друг is my friend. I want to highlight мой друг in this one. Мой друг. Он любит слушать музыку, писать музыку и играть на музыкальных инструментах. He likes to listen to music, write music, and play musical instruments. I want to highlight музыкальных инструментах here, which means musical instruments, we just simply refer to all kinds of, guitars, pianos, drums, and all of that as one musical instruments, музыкальные инструменты. It's just something that we say it a lot. I just don't think that I have heard that a lot when I was in the States, so maybe there's a different term for that, but we use музыкальные инструменты for musical instruments, for anything that you can play for music. Музыка – это его жизнь. Music is his life. I guess this can be used as a template. Whatever your life consists of, or you have a hobby or a thing that you do that is your life, you can always use this template and simply replace музыка with whatever your hobby is. But музыка – это его жизнь means music is his life. Он занимается музыкой каждый день. He makes music every day. But in fact, I wouldn't translate this as makes music, but more of he does music every day, or he is involved in music every day, which can mean that he can be writing music, he can be practicing playing the instruments, he can be listening to music, he can be whatever music world has, he does that, and without specifying exactly what he does. So he is involved with music every day. Он выучивает новые песни. Он записывает новые песни. Новые мелодии каждый день. He learns new songs. He records new songs. New melodies every day. So this whole sentence, I guess I would highlight here выучивает. So выучивать means to learn or to master or to practice until you have it done. Okay? Выучивать. I guess that can be the highlight here. К сожалению, для моего друга музыка – это хобби. Unfortunately for my friend, music is a hobby. Or I guess we can say, unfortunately for my friend, music is a hobby. Or unfortunately for my friend, music is a hobby, depending on the stress that we put. But music is his hobby, and I guess the highlight can be к сожалению. К сожалению is unfortunately, and we say it kind of the literal meaning is to our regret. Music is his hobby. Он почти не зарабатывает на музыке. He almost makes no money from music. I guess I would highlight зарабатывать на, which means to earn money on something or from something. If you're talking about makes money, we can say he makes money from cars. He makes money from music. He makes money from vegetables. We would say зарабатывает на. And then whatever the subject or the thing that we're making money from, that's when we put there. It's typically used whenever the thing that we are talking about is pretty broad, like music. Is he selling music? Is he writing music? Is he playing in a band? Like it can be a wide range of things. So that's why we don't specify exactly what he does, because it can be pretty broad. Он хочет стать автором песен. He wants to become a songwriter. I will highlight хочет стать. He wants to become. Он хочет писать музыку для других артистов, продавать свои мелодии и тексты песен. He wants to write music for other artists, sell his melodies and lyrics. So lyrics in Russian, we don't have one word for lyrics. We say text of a song. So тексты песен means text of a song. But I will highlight продавать. Продавать means to sell something, продавать. As you can see, this can be used for music and for actual physical objects as well, tangible objects. Также он хочет писать музыку для своего репертуара. Also, he wants to write music for his repertoire. I guess I said that word maybe incorrectly. Repertoire? Maybe I'm saying it right, I'm not sure. But anyway, for his own arsenal. He wants to write his music for himself too. I guess repertoire can be the highlight here, repertoire. We use it a lot when it comes to music. Whenever we talk about what a band or a singer might have to show to the public, right? Repertoire. Он мечтает стать звездой. He dreams of becoming a star. Pretty simple sentence. I would highlight мечтает, which means to dream, or he is dreaming. Очень сложно зарабатывать на музыке. It's very difficult to make money from music. The whole sentence is pretty useful, so you can use any word from this one. Наверное, потому что очень много разных музыкантов и трудно отличаться от других. Probably because there are so many different musicians and it's hard to be different from others. I would highlight the word разных here. Разные in the plural form means diverse or different ones, but different with the meaning of being diverse. There's so many different artists that are so different from each other that it's very hard to distinguish yourself. And it's hard to be different from others. So разные means diverse or different ones. Также, чтобы стать известным музыкантом, нужно уметь передавать эмоцию через музыку. Also, to become a famous musician, you need to be able to convey emotions through music. I would highlight the word передавать. Передавать means to pass, or to, like this one says, to convey. To pass on your emotion to someone else. Передать means exactly to pass. So whenever you have an emotion, you have to pass what you have onto other people so they can feel the same thing too. So передавать can be used when it comes to passing objects, but also passing a thought or some news or an emotion. So, yep, передавать is a very useful word. Это очень сложно. It's very difficult. У моего друга дома большая коллекция виниловых пластинок. My friend has a large collection of vinyl records at home. So I would highlight дома here, which means at home. You can say я дома, I am at home, or you can say I have vinyls at home. Дома can be used for that, to say at home, like a location. As you can see in English, we have to say at home. We have to use a preposition before home, but in Russian, дома kind of combines them two together. Он коллекционирует их уже около 5 лет. He has been collecting them for about 5 years. So около is the highlight here, which means about or approximately. Пластинки дорогие. The records are expensive. We have the word пластинки, which means like plastic, but also means a record, a vinyl record. Of course, for it to be пластинка, it has to be made out of plastic. I think the vinyls are made out of plastic, and so that's why in Russian they have a name пластинка. Иногда я ему дарю новые пластинки на день рождения. Sometimes I give him new records for his birthday. Okay, I guess дарю can be a highlight here, which means to give, but to gift. To give someone a gift, дарю. Дарить means to give someone at no cost. Give someone something at no cost. That's all. That was the breakdown. How much of that did you understand yourself? Was your understanding close to the translation or no? Was it easy to understand or easy to follow sentence by sentence? And maybe were sentences, upcoming ones, making more and more sense as you've understood the previous ones too. So those are some comprehension questions for you. But also, before I move on to the useful vocabulary of the day of this text, of course, we've been highlighting them along the way. I want to give you guys exercise for the week. Next time we meet is going to be in the week. So I hope that you can do this every day of your practice, whenever you practice your Russian. Take vocabulary that is maybe new to you. You can find that vocabulary by just looking up a text or looking up maybe A1, A2 levels of vocabulary so you can see which ones you are missing. Maybe even make up your own text and see which vocabulary words you were struggling with or which words you couldn't translate into Russian. So anyway, find a way to find new words that you don't know yet that you would potentially need. And for the rest of this week, or until next time we see each other, make sure to practice your vocabulary every day by making one sentence with each. If you have a lot of words, of course, like maybe it's 50 words, it's going to be hard to make 50 sentences. But maybe make like 5, 10 sentences and try to put all 50 words into those sentences. Of course, if you have to drink and you have a word for water, you can say drink water, right? So you can combine them into one. It's important to put your vocabulary into sentences and into use. If you learn one word, water, yes, you can probably plug it in some sentence whenever you need it. But if you make a sentence already right now as you're practicing, I can guarantee you that your skill of putting together a sentence and with the word water is going to be easy to remember how to say certain things, or how to say, I want to drink water, I don't have enough water. Things like that is going to be much easier to say in a conversation, because you're going to have other social pressures whenever you speak to a person. Is going to be more difficult psychologically. So having something prepared as a sentence is always great. Okay, so that's your exercise for the week. Moving on to useful vocabulary, I have 8 words for you today. Сложно, which means difficult. Сложно. Сложно. Дорогой, which means expensive or valuable. Дорогой. Дорогой. We can also call our significant others дорогой or дорогая, which means that we value them. They are precious persons. Около 5 лет. Approximately 5 years. Около 5 лет. Дарить, which means to gift or to give someone something for free. Дарить. Дарить. Мечтать. Мечтать, to dream. Мечтать. Я хочу стать. I want to become. Я хочу стать, or I want to be. Я хочу стать. Жизнь, which means life. Жизнь. And then we have другой. Другой means different. Not the one that we had that was diverse. This one is just simply different type. Другой. That's it. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast and checking out our podcast on all the platforms that you can find it on. Make sure to join our Be Fluent class with the links in the description, or just simply type in befluentclass.com. If you want more information, you're going to find it over there. And you can find a lot of more listening tasks, vocabulary tasks, and other things like that you guys can benefit from a lot, and you'll truly have fun with that platform. So check it out with the links somewhere in the description, and I'll see you all there.